In the heart of Manila stands a building wrapped in beauty, ambition, and a darkness the country still whispers about. A structure meant to showcase art and culture, but instead became the site of one of the most disturbing tragedies in Philippine history. Tonight, we're not just talking about a haunting story, we're reopening a case many believe was covered up. This is the Manila Film Center, a place where the line between history and horror is frighteningly thin. In 1981, the Philippines was deep in the Marcos era. First Lady Imelda Marcos was determined to showcase the country to the world, and she wanted a cultural landmark that could rival Hollywood. Her dream, the Manila International Film Festival. And to host it, she demanded a world-class, opulent film center, something that normally takes years to build. But Imelda didn't want years. She wanted it now. Over 1,000 workers were hired. Construction ran 24 hours a day, in rotating shifts under blinding floodlights. They hammered, welded, and poured concrete non-stop. The lobby, an enormous structure, was completed in just 72 hours, an engineering miracle that architects still talk about. But the miracle came with a deadline, and the deadline came with pressure. On November 17, 1981, at around 3 in the morning, something went horribly wrong. Workers on the scaffolding heard a deep rumble. Then metal screamed, concrete snapped, and the entire framework collapsed. Dozens of men plunged into a pit of freshly poured, quick-drying cement. Some broke bones. Some were crushed instantly, but others were buried alive. The official report claimed only 7 deaths. But those who were present insist the real number was far higher. Some say 30, others 100, and a few whisper over 160. The horror wasn't just the collapse. It was what happened after. According to workers and eyewitnesses, rescuers tried to rush inside, but were blocked. Military cordons formed around the site. Journalists were barred, and for almost 9 hours no one was allowed to pull anyone out. While cement hardened, while people screamed under it, while lives were ticking away beneath the surface. To this day, no one knows the exact number of victims. What is known is that the tragedy became a national secret, buried under the facade of the film festival's glamour. But the dead, they say, did not stay silent. Soon after the building reopened, security guards started reporting strange things. At night, when the hallways were empty, they heard footsteps echoing, slow, dragging, and heavy. Some guards refused to patrol alone after hearing muffled cries coming from the foundation, the same place where bodies were rumored to be entombed. Others said they saw silhouettes moving across the walls, even when no one was there. One guard swore he watched a shadow walk straight across the lobby floor and disappear into a concrete pillar, as if the pillar itself had swallowed it. The elevator became another hotspot. Guards on the night shift said the doors would open on their own, even when all power was off. Sometimes the elevator would rise to the second floor by itself, stop, and when the doors slid open, nothing was inside. No footsteps, no breeze, just a cold, stale smell, like damp cement. One guard claimed that on CCTV, he saw a figure step out of the elevator. A man covered in gray dust, with stiff limbs and something dripping from his hair. But when he ran to check, the hallway was empty. Over the years, psychics, shamans, and priests visited the film center. Some said the spirits were trapped, buried without proper burial rites, sealed in concrete, unable to pass on. Others reported being overwhelmed by a suffocating sadness, as if the building itself was grieving. One medium described the presence of dozens of souls, wandering in confusion, still trying to call for help. Another claimed to communicate with a spirit known only as Charlie, said to be one of the construction workers who died during the collapse. Through automatic writing sessions, messages were allegedly received, short, fragmented words like cold, help, and below. Visitors have reported sudden temperature drops, nausea, or pressure on their backs, as if someone were standing behind them. A few claimed to see faces, half-formed, as if made of wet cement, appearing briefly on walls before dissolving into darkness. But the most disturbing reports come from the basement. People say they hear knocking from inside the pillars. Soft at first, then growing louder, as if someone trapped inside is begging to be freed. Many believe the Manila Film Center is one of the most haunted places in the Philippines, not because of legend, but because of injustice. It isn't just a ghost story. It's a monument to the workers who died rushed, buried without dignity, and overshadowed by the ambition of those in power. In recent years, artists and filmmakers have revisited the tragedy. Some portray the building as cursed. Others treat it as a symbol, a reminder of the invisible labor sacrificed for grandeur. A reminder that even concrete can hold memories, and trauma can echo through generations. Today, the Manila Film Center still stands. Tourists visit. Events are sometimes held. But at night, when the hallways go quiet and the lights flicker, many swear the spirits remain, locked in the foundation, wandering the corridors, watching the living walk through a building built on their grave. Some call it superstition, others call it justice. But those who hear the whispers and footsteps inside, they know the truth. A building made of cement can be repaired, but a building made of tragedy never heals. And in the Manila Film Center, the dead are still waiting to be heard.